Hi there, Flosstube. I thought I would take an opportunity to do a little bit of a review on DMC Satin Floss. Now, I'm just coming to the end of a project that I've been working on since October, I think, last year. It's a Alessandra Adelaide pattern called Arabesco. And when I first posted on the Facebook group that I was going to use satin floss with this, I had all these people come up and go, "Oh no, don't do it, it's horrible, terrible, awful, don't put yourself through hell." But of course by then I'd already bought all the stuff. So I thought I'll go ahead with it and see how I go, and if it's terrible, well, you know, I'll just frog it and start again. Anyway, so I started with a variegated floss, this one here, which is 4210, and this satin, which is S553, and another satin, which is S326. And I found a couple of ways to make it work. I actually like using it. I haven't found it to be hell. I like the glossiness you get from it. You can see a bit of that there, obviously. I like the colours that it's available in. It's available in a big range of colours. I've just got the DMC colour chart here. All these here are all satin flosses. So you get quite a range of colours, which is really good. And yeah, I've used them in place of metallics on my Save the Stitches. I'll show you that as well, just so you can see. Instead of using the recommended metallics, I've used a silver here, a gold here, and a red here. And I really like it. I much prefer to work with it than the metallics. And yeah, so I've used it in this project here and en masse in this project, and it's perfectly doable. And I'm going to stitch a little bit for you and show you. Oh, here's a bunch of other colours that I have in this, just to show you. They come in the skeins as normal. Yeah, I mean, you get some really great colours with these satin flosses. They're actually, I think they used to be called rayon, because they are rayon. It's a completely synthetic fibre, and yeah, you can get some metallic sort of look, and yeah, they're pretty cool. Anyway, so that's just some of the other ones from my stash that you can get. I think this is the one for, yeah, that's the one that goes with this kit. Yeah, so I'm going to stitch a little bit and show you what I do to make it work, and what I've found works for me anyway. So it's a 6-strand skein, and I've got 4 left on this one here. So just pull one out. This one's been on the bobbin, so you can see it's a bit crinkled, but that's okay. I'll cut a shorter length, because just for the purpose, I mean, as with all floss, it seems to work better when it's in shorter lengths. You get less of a problem. Just cut a shorter length there. Now, one secret. Thread heaven. If you don't have any of this, I'm sure most of you do, you should totally get some. It's good for all your floss. If you find it tangles, it can work really well, and I find it works really well with this satin flosses. It really helps to stop it slipping, because that is one of the problems with your DMC satins, is that they do slip. So I run it through my thread heaven a couple of times, and I find it does, the conditioning of the thread, it really does help when you're stitching. So I'm pretty generous with it. I think. I don't know how much you're meant to use. It doesn't sort of come with instructions, just sort of do it. So one of the things with, well, this is going to be hard because I'm not close to my face as normal. One of the things with the satin thread is that it does fray a little bit. So this is one of the things I have found that helps, is keep clipping, keep your end tidy. And rather than do the loop method or to do your normal 2-strand method, I use one length. This is for 2/2. I use one length and I thread it. I hope you can see this, what I'm doing. I thread it like that. So what I'm going to do is then catch both of these 2 raw ends on the back of my project. So there's my needle, thread through the loop. It's kind of a reverse loop method. I don't use this for any other kind of floss, just for the satin floss. So I've got my needle hanging there, and there's my 2 raw ends, and I just clip them off so they're nice and neat. So I've got really nice brand new raw ends. This is a very short length, you can see here. And okay, so I hope you can see what I'm going to do here. And I hope I can see too, because I'm further away than normal. Okay. Gosh. Okay, so we're coming from the back, 2/2. Let me just flip it. Oh, you're not going to be able to see the back. No. So, oh yeah, maybe if I do this, So, we're going to catch our 2 raw ends, leave a bit of a tail, and be quite generous with it. This is so much harder than normal. Yeah, I'm in the right hole. Because I'm using CASHEL linen here. So we're doing 2/2. Okay, caught my tail. I leave quite a generous tail. I hope you can see my tail there. Just. Okay, so that's only caught just behind one thread. And it is holding. And it should be fine. But what I do is I keep going over it. Now, I think this is known, and I'm going to get this mixed up, the English method, which is you do each cross individually. Or is it the Dutch? It's one or the other. When I'm doing this particular project, for 2 reasons. One, because it's satin, and one, because it's these long bits of scrolling. I'm doing each individual cross on its own. I find it helps keep the satin thread from slipping, because one of the downsides of satin thread is that you really don't get as neat crosses as you might with a normal cotton. These parts here, this is variegated, and that's just cotton DMC, and those crosses are much neater than these. This is satin here, the purple as well. But it works fine. I think it works for me. Now I hope you can see what I'm doing. So I can't. So I keep going back under, catching my tail. Which you can't see. Oh, there's back of work. Revealing all now. And catching my tail that way. And the thread heaven really does help the satin from slipping, because it will slip. It will slip if you don't use thread heaven. And that tail is caught. Wow, I think I need to get my eyes tested. I can hardly see what I'm doing there. I need to check my pattern as well. Yeah, so I would say don't be afraid of using the satin threads. I think they're really great as a replacement for metallics. I think they're great as a replacement to using standard DMC. And why not? They're more affordable than some of the specialty flosses, like your silks, wheat dyes, and whatever else. This is more affordable. That's why I decided to use it to start off with, was because I live in a country town and in regional New South Wales in Australia, and my local needlework shop, which is Spotlight, doesn't carry anything but DMC and now Semco, which is awful. So it's DMC or nothing unless I order online. And because I was choosing my own floss for this, I was changing it from what was on the standard pattern. Well, I needed to be able to look at it all. You know, I needed to be able to compare colours and try it with this and that, and I really wanted to try the variegated. And, you know, so I had to use what was available, and that's why I decided to use the satin, and I'm really glad I did, because now I feel like I've got this new arsenal. Now I'm going to do a little mini row here, because I'm going back up, and I normally stitch with two hands because I use a lap frame, but here, because I'm trying to make it so it fits in the video on the screen, I'm leaning over on the floor and doing it one-handed. So I hope this works out okay. I hope this isn't too boring. I hope this is useful to someone. Oh, look, my tail's just popped through. So I just need to go around the back. And this is what I should have done before, is when I got to the end of that row, I think this is still in the frame. When I got to the end of that row, I should have clipped off the tail, as we should do. You can see how it's frayed there. And that is one of the things with the satins. You've got to, that's why I like to tuck away my tail, my raw ends, straight away, rather than using the loop method. I love the loop method, but for this particular floss, I really don't think it works well. So, yeah, that would be my suggestion. My suggestion is get some Thread Heaven and deal with your raw ends. Don't let them hang around because they will fray. And, yeah, Thread Heaven so it doesn't slip. That's what I was going to say. You'll get much neater X's, crosses. Oh, what have I done there? I think I just have to... Oh no, that's right. That's the joy of linen, is sometimes it's not all that even. But I do love this CASHEL linen. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. First time using linen, and I will be using it again and again and again. And even weave, which I've used for the first time on my Save the Stitches, and I will be definitely using that again and again and again. Okay, we'll end it there. So, let me just show you how I tie it off, which is probably how we all tie it off. The Thread Heaven really helps this from coming out as well. So I go through one way, and normally I do a few extra stitches, and then I leave one and go back again, and I find that really secures the end. Snip it off. So that is my little, hopefully interesting, helpful tutorial on satin threads. Don't be scared. They're really great. They give you a really nice sheen. They're inexpensive as comparison to other specialty threads. Got a great range of colours. And yeah, give it a go. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, bye.